David Accam, obviously he needs no introduction. He's been with almost all the national teams of Ghana and recently a member of the Black Stars. Quite unfortunately, when Ghana was going to the 2019 AFCON in Egypt, David was not part of the team. He was by then nursing an injury, but thankfully he's okay now. David, good day.
Good day, sir.
I believe you are fine.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
It's been a while. How is the family? How is life?
Yeah, it's a long time. Everyone is good. It's been a tough 2 years for me now, but so far, as I'm alive and I'm healthy, everything is good.
I'll tell you something fascinating about David, but that will obviously come at the end of the interview. One lady that a lot of Ghanaians, had a lot of talking points on. I remember when she played for the under-20 side of Ghana's female national team. She attracted all the talking points. She's in David's pocket now. We'll talk about that when I do it. Dave, let's sum up your season in the US this season. If you are to put it in a very short description, how will you describe your season?
Entertaining because a lot of stuff happened, and also to my standard, I didn't get to my standard that I want to. Like, obviously, I know I can do better than what I did this year, but with everything happening this year and last year, I'll say it was okay season for me.
When you returned from the break, that is at the beginning of the season, a lot of people felt that it's going to be a good season for David because you had then signed a very fresh contract with Philadelphia Union, but it didn't last long. You crossed carpet again to a different club, and within a twinkle of an eye you moved again. What's the story?
Yeah, it was a difficult. It wasn't difficult though, because it was one of the easiest decisions I've made in my life, because we spoke to the club and we both accepted that it wasn't a good environment for me to play, and they wanted to go on a different direction, and also I wanted to go in a different direction. So the best option for me was to find a new club, and luckily, because I've done a lot of good stuff before and a lot of people think I'm a good player, I managed to find like a club as soon as possible.
Now, you moved from Philadelphia Union to Nashville, and within a space of about a month or two, or even less than that, you were at Columbus Crew. How did that happen? It was so quick.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't even thought the Columbus move was gonna materialize, because we did the Nashville move for 2020, and I was meant to be in Philadelphia for like 6 months, but obviously I wanted to play. I didn't want to just be on the bench and just taking my money, because that's not the kind of person I am. I wanted to be playing every day, and I still thought, I have a lot of stuff to give for a club. So I didn't sleep that night, because we had about till 12 a.m. midnight to finish the move, and the time was like 7 p.m. and we were going back and forth trying to finalize a move to Columbus. So I was happy the move came alive, because I went to Columbus, a club with a history, one of the first clubs in MLS, and I was happy with everything I did there, the environment, the club, and Columbus is part of my history now, and I was happy I went there.
You joined your Ghanaian brothers there. Jonathan Mensah was there, Harrison Afu was there, and at a point in time they had Lalas Abubakar, who also moved from Columbus. So you were the fourth Ghanaian to have been there. How did your brothers welcome you?
Yeah, it felt great, because going to a new place is always difficult, and especially getting there and similar faces already, people that already made it even easier for me, and most of the guys there are really welcoming, but also especially to my Ghanaian brothers. They took care of me, and they made me feel more comfortable than I would have been in a different club.
Harrison Affle was invited by Coach Kosiapia to be with the Black Stars for the 2019 AFCON. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. Then, in the recent, qualifiers, he invited him for the game against South Africa, and then Sao Tome and Principe. He picked up an injury and he couldn't come. Did you, at a point in time, feel bad for him that all these whiles he's not been able to make it into the Black Stars?
Yeah, I did, because he's still a good player. He's a fantastic player. I've known Harrison since we were kids. We grew up in the same place, Numwa, and for me, for him to miss a major tournament was devastating, because I know he could have contributed a lot for the national team. I think he had a broken jaw, so he couldn't make it, and Ghana missed a lot, because Harrison is a versatile player and he will give a lot. He could have given a lot for the national team.
When you check the number of Ghanaian players in US now, USA is gradually becoming a hub for Ghanaian players in the MLS, in the USL Championship, and even in the League One. A lot of Ghanaian players seem to be spread there. The last time I checked, it was over 100 Ghanaian players in the US. Why do you think recently Ghanaian players are developing the interest in playing in the US?
I think the USA is still like a young league, and they're trying. The league is getting better. It's getting bigger every year, and it's attracting a lot of players. Not only Ghanaian players, a lot of top players from South America, Europe, and before it used to be like people used to say like a retirement league, but at the moment it's not the same. It's attracting lots of young players and good players. So I'm not too surprised a lot of Ghanaians coming to the league, because you can also play there and also move on to a bigger league.
If you are just joining, this is the big interview on FMIG TV, and I'm with David Accam, who is a player for Nashville, but he played for Columbus Crew in the season in the MLS. We are coming to you live from the Cabo Koso Burger Company at the Junction Mall in Accra. This is where we are bringing you this particular show. You can contact them if you want them to serve you at your meetings, at your weddings and other social gatherings. You can speak to Cabo Koso on 0302 724440, 0302 724440. You can speak to them and they will ensure that you are happy at your gatherings. David, Majid Waris is a player that you started with at Right to Dream Academy. You've done so many things together, and at this particular point in time, for the beginning of the season, the European season to now, Waris is yet to kick a ball. Have you been talking?
Yeah, we have, and football is like life in general. At some time in life, you go through dark patches, you go to a dark alley, and that's when you need to work harder. That's when you need people around you to motivate you, to lift you up. And I know Waris is a strong guy. He's been through a lot already, but this is part of life, and I always talk to him, and I know he will come back stronger, because he's still a good player and he's a good person. So personally, I know he will come back stronger again.
Now let's zoom down to football on the local scene. I know you are somebody who have been following football a lot, especially on the local front. There's been an election, a new administration is in power. They are trying to ignite passion and create wealth as the logo of the new president. You've been following events of late. What have you seen, and what are your expectations for the new administration?
I think so far the delegates chose who they want to lead the FA, and whether anyone likes it or not, Kurt is the new FA president. So as football people, as a footballer, everyone needs to support Kurt in in trying to make the league or Ghana football great again. So so far, I think he's doing really well with the appointments he has made. Even though there's a lot of work to do to ensure the players have the rights and the right flame or are having the right materials to perform. So we just need to support. We keep supporting Kurt and the FA and everyone to try and make Ghana football
What
great
are
again.
your expectations? What do you expect to see under this new administration?
For me, it's just the basic. I want to see the basic stuff for football. As example, good field for them. The players having like a good welfare system for the players, like good salary, insurance, good medical system for the players. Because I'm a footballer, so I want my fellow players to be more comfortable, because they need to be taken good care of before they can perform on the field. And yeah, basically that's what I want to see from the FA. I want the players to get the right things, like their welfare, general concern, their health and everything. That's basically what I want to see from the new FA.
The last time I spoke to you, you did not hide your admiration and love for Accra House of Folk, and even the desire to play for them before probably you end your career. Now, David, still on House of Folk, Hearts and Kotoko have always been the biggest clubs in Ghana, and when it comes to challenging for trophies, they have been the top two teams who have been doing that. Obviously, as a Phobian, I know you will be wishing that House of Folk will be able to end their 10-year, trophyless drought when it comes to the league title.
Yeah.
Do you think that the current House of Folk team that you see is really up to the task of ending that 10-year trophy drought?
Yeah, for sure. I think Hearts have a big. They have the capacity. They have the team to win the league this year, and from all the friendly games they have played, from the progress from the top level, like trying to build the Popimai training facilities and everything. I think the top guys are motivating the players, and we have good team as well to try and win the league this year.
Do you have dreams of one day managing House of Folk? Because you seem to know too much about the club.
I supported Hearts when I was a kid, and obviously if you support the team, you tend to dive into anywhere, like not only the technical team, also from the top too. So I try. Also, at my age, I'm trying to learn about management as well. So I'm trying to follow all the steps of all the top guys managing the team. So it's something I'm really interested in. Not managing Hearts. I'm not talking about managing Hearts, but in general, managing clubs. That's what I'm more interested in. So obviously, you have to know more about people managing the clubs now.
We will be going to the Black Stars, in its absence from the Black Stars, and the beautiful lady I've been speaking about. We'll be talking about that, but let's do a quick U-turn. How will you describe the contribution of Right to Dream Academy to you as a person and to players like Majid Waris, Yahweh Boa, Kingsley Fobi, Kudus Mohammed, and the rest?
I think recently I saw on social media people arguing about course and academy system, and personally, most of the academy players are from course. We all play course, and academy teams, they choose I think the top players. And what Ghana lack is opportunities for young players. And even though coaches are doing really well, but I think it's difficult because they don't really have a lot of opportunities for the players. And I think that's where the academy comes in. And personally, I played Ayas Academy before I went to Right to Dream. And so far, I think Right to Dream is doing an amazing job, because from most of the players, when you look at their background, you see it's difficult. Without Right to Dream, they wouldn't get the opportunity. Because I've played course with lots of good players, but they didn't get opportunities, so they didn't really go anywhere. They just end up playing Division 2, Division 1, and that's it. But I think with the opportunities I got from Right to Dream, I've made something great for myself, for my family, for my community, and I think personally Right to Dream have contributed a lot for my life. And not only me, most of the players coming up now into the national teams, most of them are from Right to Dream, and not only Right to Dream, from the academies in Ghana, Wafa, Ashanti Gold, Red Bull, and so personally, academies, especially Right to Dream, are doing really well for young players, and we just need to support it and try to guide or save lives what the academies are doing, because I think they are doing really well for young players.
You mentioned Kudus Mohammed, and he's one chap who recently caught the headlines in Ghana as somebody had his first call-up into the Black Stars, and boom, he scored his first goal in his debut, and he seemed to have stolen the hearts of a lot of Ghanaians. How do you personally see that boy and see him? How do you see his progress?
I think this guy, his ceiling is unmatchable. He's got a long ceiling, and with the right attitude, hard work, and discipline, I think he can go far. He's got like a huge talent, and I don't think people have seen a lot of him yet. But that's what I say, with the right attitude, hard work, and discipline, he's got so much to go, so much to achieve in this
career. He recently won the Best Young Player Award
in Denmark.
And we are told that Liverpool and Man City are seriously in a race for his signature. Which of these two teams will you advise he goes?
Personally, I would advise him to go somewhere where he'll be a regular. Because for a young player, you need to be playing, and also you go to the right environment where you think, because he's still young, so he needs to be in an environment where the coach will have confidence in him and try to play in every game. So I can't really choose for him where to go.
Now let's come to your exclusion from the Black Stars. You've been out of the Black Stars for how long now?
I think
3 years?
2-3 years now, yeah.
Do you sometimes feel neglected when call-ups come and Accam is not in there?
No, I don't feel like that, because in the last 2 years, personally, I don't think I've performed really well to deserve a national team call-up, because I've had like 3 surgeries in the last 2 years, and that's make me not to perform well. So you understand, it's a motivation to perform well if you want to come back to the national team, because there's a lot of players coming in, performing weekly for their teams, and if you want to go back to the national team, you need also to perform well. And at the moment, I haven't done it, so I don't really feel neglected. I just feel like it's a motivation for me to work harder.
When Ghana was going to the 2019 AFCON, what was your expectations, and were you disappointed?
For performance of the national team or for myself?
The performance of the national team.
Yeah, I was, because every tournament Ghana goes, we are always considered favorites, because we have a good team, and we should be considered favorites. And we didn't perform well. We played below our level, and so I was disappointed, because I know we had like a strong team to go all the way to the final, but we didn't. So I was disappointed.
When Tunisia knocked us out at the round of 16, that night in Egypt, all of us couldn't sleep. We were just like, how did this happen? Did you speak to some of your teammates in the Black Stars at that particular point when we were out, and how was the feeling like?
Yeah, I spoke to some of them, and they were really down, because they had a goal to go to a final, to win the trophy, and to come out of, was it round of 16, right? To lose to Tunisia in the round of 16 was was a heartbreaking for most of them. So they were really down.
David, you have played in Europe, you have played in America, you've gone through football for a very long time. You've been outside, you've got a lot of experience. I want you to educate us on this. Tell us how influential is sex to playing football? Does it affect footballers negatively or positively?
This is a huge topic, and I don't think there's any science to back whether sex helps or doesn't help performance, but it depends on every individual player. I know a player who doesn't have sex 24 hours before a game, and I know other players who do have sex even like 24 hours before a game. So, and they both perform well. So you can't really say either it is bad or not.
I'm
good.
Asking this question because of what happened in Egypt. There were reports that Black Stars players, had women in their rooms and a whole lot of stuff. People were making a whole lot of noise out of it. I was in Germany in April this year, and I saw that players stay in their homes and only join camp maybe a day before a game.
Yeah.
Or perhaps even the same day that the game we play the group. So if there is anything that a player wants to do with a wife, he can do it before going to join camp. So I was like, you have been out there, you are in the game. How is it like? How does it look like? Does it really have a negative effect on the performance of the team? And that's why Ghanaians were saying that Ghana couldn't perform well?
For a player, you're a professional player, and you know what's good and what's bad for you. And before a game, coaches will give you tactics, they'll teach you, but you have to get yourself right. Eat the right food. They'll teach you, educate you on all this, but you have to do the right thing. You know your body. Some people eat like protein, only protein before games. Others take carbohydrates, others take fats to get ready for games. So you have to know your body, what's good and what's bad for you. And that's what I'm saying. As a professional player, you have to know what's good. Prepare yourself and be ready to perform on the field. No one cares about what happened previously. No one cares about what happened like in your life. They just need you to perform on the field. So whatever you want to do to get ready to perform, that's what you do. And I said, I don't think there's any research or any science talking about sex affecting performance or not, because I haven't seen it anywhere, unless someone has seen it and maybe they can show it to me, but to me, I haven't seen it anywhere.
I'm going to show you a certain lady on the screen. Her name is Florence. That's some years back, to be very honest. I'm just being funny, but it's a fact. She was virtually the eye of every Ghanaian when she played for the Black Princesses. Florence played in the US, and about some months back, she's tied in a relationship to David. David is the husband of Florence, and I'm very sure that you'll be the envy of a lot of journalists. How did that relationship start? In US, in Ghana, at the Black Stars camp, Black Queens camp?
No, it wasn't at the camp. Because she was in Chicago, I was playing in Chicago, and she was also in Chicago, and we met and everything just happened. And I don't want to go into details because...
How has she been doing?
Yeah, she's good. She's doing really well, and she's back in Ghana now.
Is she playing football still?
At the moment, no, but I think she still have the dream to play, and I think she's training now, and hopefully she'll come back.
You are a footballer. Florence is a footballer. You are a striker. Florence was a striker. Will you allow your kids to play football?
I don't think I have the right to choose for my kids. Whatever they want to do, we will support them. We will support them in life, because You can't really force anyone to play.
Would you love to see your kids playing football?
I would love to see them do track and field.
Really?
Yeah, because
Athletics.
because I think I'm fast. I'm really fast. Florence is fast, so I don't know. They might be track and field legends in the future. We don't know.
Oh, so you actually love to see them on the track and field?
Yeah, personally, that's what I would love to see them. But it all depends on them what they want to do in the future.
Does it mean that you, at a point in time, wanted to be on the track and field, but ended up being on the field alone?
No, I did track and field in secondary school. I didn't even train. I just went and told the teacher I'm fast, so let me go around, and I did really well. And after that, I just fell in love with it. Like, I started watching track and field a lot, but even though I didn't really train or pursue it, but I just love watching it.
Well, say hi to Florence for me when
Okay, I will.
At this juncture, I would say thank you very much for having time to watch this show on FMIs. My name once again is Sheikh Tophic, Sienu, and you watched and listened to Black Stars winger David Accam. He told us a lot, but the part that really interested me was the last parts on Florence and how he would love to see their kids being on the track. This obviously has been an exciting event. Thank you very much, David. Thank you for your time and thank you for everything.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you too for watching. Until we meet again, it's bye.